Blue-black mill. Budget magic. Alright, we'll give it a shot. We don't need this upkeep stop. That was left over from my last cube draft, which I won, of course. Not trying to humble brag. For some reason, I'm just very good at cube. Either that or a lot of people that aren't very good at cube play it. So that could also be a possibility. Gravecrawler, eh? I got a feeling this Doomblade is not going to be too exciting. So we're going to crack for an island here. Run out our Hedron Crab. Valving Wilds. Start the milling. See what else is going on in our opponent's deck. Well, there's some fetches, another Gravecrawler, unfortunately. This time I think we'll get a Swamp. Two Anglers. Well, Crypt Incursion should be good. It might be good enough to win us the game. We will see. Opponent's going to get in with Gravecrawler. We would like to draw... Well, our opponent playing a fetch land would be awesome. Somebody could run out this Archive Trap. No fetch. What does our opponent have? Ooh, Waste Not. Interesting. Well, another island is not bad. We get to mill here. Waste Not, Blood Crypt, Lightning Bolt. Alright, so we'll pass the turn. We do have Crypt Incursion up, but I think we're going to wait if we can. Before we cast it. I'm a little confused as to what our opponent is playing. Something spicy. Well, there's the fetch. Alright, that's sweet. Now we get to Archive Trap for free. And that should set up a much better Crypt Incursion. See what Nathan is up to. Looks like he's going to go to combat. Alright, so at the beginning of combat, we're going to cast this trap. Okay, so this is kind of the Travis Wu deck, I think. Two more Gravecrawlers. Do we need to Crypt Incursion right now? 1, 2, 3, 4. Problem is if we don't, he's going to be able to cast all those. I think we do. Doing it during combat means it doesn't give him a window to cast the Gravecrawlers. We go up to 30. Get rid of 2 Gravecrawlers, a couple of Anglers. Now we're hoping that our opponent doesn't make us discard. And we can Dream Twist into Visions. I guess we discard the Dream Twist. Our opponent gets to draw 2 cards, which is fine. It actually works with our milling plan. And we can still do the Visions play. Alright, opponent passes. We draw an island, so we're just going to play the island here. Mill some more. Maybe just Visions right now. Visions into Visions into now I guess we just pass. We should be winning next turn. Would have been nice to be able to play the Shelldock Isle, but maybe that was a reason to not play that island. I guess it's fine, because having the island up lets us flash back. Dream Twist. Inquisition. Alright. If our opponent takes Mind... Parliament probably has to take Mind Funeral to stay alive. And that just barely keeps them alive. Unless they have some more discard. Yep, takes a Mind Funeral. Another land. Liliana of the Veil. Yep. Well, we can easily discard a Doomblade, so that's not much of a problem. Our opponent's not going to activate. He's going to attack first and see if we, some reason, block with our crab while we're at 28 life. Hey, I guess you might as well try it. I guess you figure, hey, if you're playing a this deck, maybe you don't know what you're doing. So I think we're going to Dream Twist here. Do we draw untap land? No. So we'll play Shelldock Isle. Do we just want Trapmaker Snare? I think Dream Twist is good enough. Take Dream Twist, put the rest on the bottom. Cast Breaking of the Breaking and Entering duo. And I guess we just pass the turn now. I think we got this on lock. We can Thought Scour, then we can Dream Twist, Flashback Dream Twist, so even if our opponent makes us discard our hand, we still win. Sideboard time, I'm not sure this gets that much better for our opponent, because we get to bring in Surgical Extractions and take out Doomblades. Do we want Ravenous Trap? I don't think really. Alright, so game 2. This hand looks perfectly keepable. Got a crab, got an extraction. Not bad. There's Gravecrawler number 1. No, I think we're just going to go Island Crab here. Hopefully we can start milling with it next turn. We also have Visions, which will be sweet eventually. And I got a feeling Surgical Extraction is going to come in handy. Seems like that kind of matchup. So we take 2 from the Gravecrawler. Dragon Skull Summit. Another Gravecrawler. Okay. And Inquisition, probably taking Surgical Extraction. But maybe not. Could take Mind Funeral, I guess. We can get to Visions pretty quickly. So that is a reason to take Visions, but our opponent goes with the Extraction. Okay. That's fine. So I guess we'll just play Evolving Wilds, get the mill going. Oh, I hit a Bloodghast, unfortunately. I don't think there's any reason to crack it right now. If our opponent tries to play some removal, you can always crack in response. Opponent's going to get in for 4 here with the Grave Crawling duo. Smallpox. Alright, so we have to sack this in response. Getting a... I guess just a swamp is fine. We're probably going to sack it anyway. Targeting our opponent. Can we discard? Guess we can discard Evolving Wilds, even though it's a little risky. Gotta sack a crab, sack a swamp. So our opponent's probably going to play swamp, get back both of their creatures. Yep. Or Bloodstained Mire, does the same thing. So this draw might be a bit too aggressive. Inquisition on our Surgical Extraction ended up being a pretty big play. Dream Twist here. Well, I guess we just play the Swamp. Flashback the Dream Twist. So right now we're technically on a 3-turn clock, but it could easily become a 2-turn clock depending on what our opponent has. Raven's Crime. I guess we gotta discard an island. And hope that we draw a land for our Mind Funeral. And that it hits well. Flashback Dream Twist. Oh, Crypt Incursion, but we can't cast it. Oh, man. I guess we gotta cast Visions, just cycle it. Play Terramorphic, ship the turn. Unfortunately, looks like our opponent might have sided out the creatures that don't come back from the graveyard, which might mean that we actually want Ravenous Trap. Oh, no, he still has Anglers. Exiles a bunch of things for an Angler. Well, we're basically dead, but we get to run out this Mind Funeral, see any sideboard cards our opponent might have brought in, or get a look at some more. Inquisitions, Gravecrawlers, Smallpoxes, okay. Yep. Yeah, so I think that we want Ravenous Trap over Crypt Incursion. And Phantasm. Maybe we get rid of a couple Phantasms for Dismembers. Let's try it like that. Dismember's nice because it's a way to kill a Gravecaller or a Bloodghast from the battlefield. And then exile it with Surgical Extraction. Well, I think we're just eating on Hedron Crab. Yeah. Hopefully our opponent leads on Fetch, that would be sweet. Nope. Gravecrawler. Okay. Another Archive Trap. Well, we really need our opponent to crack a fetch land. Stupor, Bloodghast, Liliana of the Veil. I guess we can just play this Dream Twist. If we hit another Bloodghast... Well, in that case, I guess we are just going to get rid of these Bloodghasts. Oh, our opponent even had one in their hand. Waste not 3 lands, 2 of them fetch lands, and a Bloodghast. Well, that worked out amazingly well. So now our opponent's hand is basically dead. Our hand is not great unless our opponent plays a fetch land. Then all of a sudden our hand becomes super good. We're actually pretty protected from Inquisition at the moment, but not good against Stupor and the like. Our opponent might feel like they have to play fetches. Nope. Waste not. Okay. I was thinking they might have to play fetches to try to thin their deck slightly, but... now, I don't even think we're going to play this Terramorphic. Well, I think we have to, actually. I forgot about the crab being out there. Gotta take our chances. Terramorphic. We don't have to crack it yet, though. Still waiting for that fetch land. Draws 3, discards 3 at random. opponent draws 3 cards off of that. We lose an Archive Trap and a Ravenous Trap, which is sort of annoying. And that was a great draw for them, actually, the Burning Inquiry. Probably the best draw they could have had in their deck. Followed up by a second Waste Not. So we get hit for 2 by Gravecrawler. I guess we just sack this for an island? And then I guess we Dream Twist here. Visions is a pretty good one. So I think we Breaking and Entering, since it's a sorcery, we kind of have to cast it now. And then I guess we Visions to hopefully hit a land for a crab. We did not, but we did hit a Surgical Extraction, which lets us get rid of the Gravecrawlers. Gravecrawler, 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 and I think there's one more somewhere. Oh, on the battlefield. Okay. So we get rid of the rest of the Gravecrawlers. Our opponent has all lands in their hand, but none of them seem to be fetch lands. That's alright, I think we got it. I mean, our opponent could draw something awesome, but Liliana is not something awesome. This time they make us sack our crab ahead of time. That's fine. Urborg. So we get hit for another 2 by Gravecrawler. We know our opponent's hand is 3 lands. So we're going to lead on Visions here. Play a crab. Play Valving Wilds. And I guess we just pass. I think this is game over. We got enough life. I don't know what our opponent can do to not die next turn. We each have to discard, eh? Well, we will... How does Waste Not work? I guess we just discard the land. Adding mana to our opponent's mana pool isn't too threatening at the moment. And that does it. Sweet! We got there. Kind of against a wacky brew, but that's alright. We'll take them where we can get them.